We often look at people who excel and think they must have been born with that talent, but let me tell you, being the best at anything in life is not about talent alone, it's about intention, discipline, and the courage to keep growing. First, we must embrace a growth mindset, a mindset that tells us we are not defined by where we start, but by how we approach the journey. You see, mastery hasn't happened overnight. It comes to those who are willing to be students of life, always learning, always evolving. The best in any field, whether it's business, sports, or the arts, never stop growing. They are constantly looking for new ways to stretch beyond their limits to improve their craft. And guess what? That means you can too. Consistency is your greatest ally. It's not what you do every now and then that counts, it's what you do every single day. Discipline is the foundation of excellence. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, putting in the effort even when no one's watching. If you want to be the best, you have to put in the work. Day in and day out. There's no shortcut around that. Excellence requires showing up for yourself every single day, no matter the obstacles. Here's an important truth: being the best doesn't mean being perfect. Perfection is not the goal. What you want is to align your actions with your purpose. When you find purpose in what you do, the drive to be the best becomes a byproduct of passion and meaning. You won't feel like you're chasing an impossible standard, you'll feel like you're chasing a calling. I cannot stress enough the importance of your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, and the habits you cultivate, they all shape your journey. If you want to rise to the top, you need to be intentional about who and what you let into your life. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, who challenge you to grow, who share your vision for success. To be the best at anything, you must commit to learning, embrace discipline, pursue purpose over perfection, and build an environment that supports your growth. You already have the tools you need to be the best now. It's up to you to use them. Starts with a single, powerful idea. You are not confined by your current abilities, nor are you limited by what you think you know today. This concept is called the growth mindset, and it's what sets apart those who achieve greatness from those who remain stuck in mediocrity. A growth mindset means believing that your talents, intelligence, and capabilities are not fixed. They can be developed over time through effort, learning, and perseverance. Too often we convince ourselves that only certain people are destined for greatness. We look at top performers and assume they were born with some extraordinary gift that we simply don't have. But in reality, most of these people are where they are not because of some innate ability, but because they have nurtured their potential through hard work and continuous learning. This is the essence of the growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities for development rather than as obstacles that define your limits. When you adopt a growth mindset, your approach to life and learning shifts dramatically. You stop being afraid of failure and start seeing it as a natural part of the learning process. In fact, failure becomes a valuable teacher. Think about it, nobody learns by doing everything perfectly the first time. True learning happens when you make mistakes, analyze them, and figure out how to improve. It's the repeated process of trial, error, and refinement that ultimately leads to mastery. If you want to be the best at something, the first step is to understand that you can always improve. Your potential is not predetermined, and your abilities can grow if you invest time and energy into cultivating them. This shift in mindset is crucial because it frees you from the limiting belief that talent is all that matters. It encourages you to embrace effort and persistence as the key ingredients to success. When we look at people who have achieved extraordinary things, we often only see the final result. We see the award-winning author, the championship athlete, or the successful entrepreneur, and we assume their success came easily. But what we don't see is the countless hours they spent honing their skills, the setbacks they endured, and the failures they had to overcome. Every single one of them had moments of doubt and frustration. What set them apart was their ability to persevere and keep pushing forward despite those moments. They didn't view their mistakes as reasons to quit. They saw them as stepping stones to improvement. This is why the growth mindset is so powerful. It encourages resilience. When you believe that you can improve, you don't give up at the first sign of difficulty. Instead, you lean into the challenge, knowing that it's an essential part of your journey to mastery. The best in any field, whether it's in business, sports, the arts, or any other area, are the ones who persist in the face of adversity. They know that success isn't about avoiding failure, but about learning from it and continuing to grow. Another key element of the growth mindset is the willingness to seek out feedback. If you're serious about being the best at what you do, you need to be open to constructive criticism. Feedback isn't an attack on your abilities, it's an opportunity to learn and get better. People with a growth mindset actively seek out feedback because they understand that it's a critical part of the learning process. They don't take criticism personally, they use it as fuel for growth. Adopting a growth mindset also means being open to trying new things and stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's easy to stick with what we already know, but true growth happens when we challenge ourselves to learn new skills or explore unfamiliar territory. It's about being curious, always looking for ways to expand your knowledge and abilities. Those who are the best at what they do never stop learning. They are lifelong students, constantly seeking out new information, techniques, and strategies to improve their performance. A growth mindset fosters a sense of passion and purpose. When you believe in your ability to grow, you're more likely to be motivated to put in the work. You understand that your efforts are not wasted, and that every bit of progress brings you closer to your goal. This sense of purpose is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what drives you to keep pushing, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. In summary, becoming the best at anything requires a deep belief in your ability to grow and improve over time. With a growth mindset, you understand that your abilities are not fixed. They can be developed through effort, persistence, and a willingness to learn. When you embrace challenges, learn from failures, seek feedback, and stay curious, you unlock your potential to achieve greatness. There is one fundamental truth that must be embraced: consistency and discipline are non-negotiable. Many people set out to achieve great things, but what separates those who succeed from those who fall short is the ability to show up, day in and day out, even when it's hard. Consistency is not glamorous. It's often repetitive, unremarkable, and can feel tedious at times. But it is through this steady, deliberate action that true mastery is born. We live in a world where people crave quick results. The idea of instant success, overnight fame, or rapid improvement is appealing, but it's not the reality for most of us. The truth is that excellence is built brick by brick, habit by habit. You cannot become the best at anything by working hard one day and slacking off the next. It's the cumulative effect of consistent effort over time that leads to extraordinary results. Each small step you take toward your goal, even when it seems insignificant, adds up over the long term. Discipline is the force that keeps you on track, especially when motivation fades. In the beginning, motivation is high. You're excited about your goals and eager to get started. But motivation is temporary. It comes and goes, fluctuating with your emotions and circumstances. Discipline, on the other hand, is stable. It's the ability to stick to your plan, to follow through on your commitments, regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's easy to be disciplined when things are going well, but the real test comes when challenges arise, when the excitement wears off, and when progress feels slow. This is when discipline becomes your greatest ally. I think about anyone who has achieved greatness in their field, whether it's an athlete, an artist, a business leader, or a scientist. They all share one thing in common: they have a routine. They have honed the ability to show up and put in the work, regardless of external factors. Their success is not the result of sporadic bursts of effort, but of sustained, disciplined practice over time. They wake up early, they stay late, and they do the work even when no one is watching. This kind of commitment requires a strong sense of discipline and inner drive to keep pushing forward, even when the rewards are not immediately visible.